On May 22nd, 2022, when Kim Kardashian stepped on the Met Gala's red carpet wearing this, I felt, that's it. The dress was boring, the hair was weird, it was too blonde, too slicked down. For a second, it looked like she was wearing a bald cap. And then her team released the information that the dress Kim was wearing was the dress Marilyn Monroe wore on the night she scandalously serenaded President Kennedy. And suddenly, Kim's boring dress was the most interesting to look at. Not really, but you get the reference. But the fact that Marilyn wore it first suddenly made the dress interesting. That is the power of pretty. So I want to make it very clear at the beginning of this video that even though this is going to be a critique of making being beautiful a life goal, I do want to acknowledge the power of beauty, especially for women. Pretty privilege is real, but it has its limits and a very high cost. Before I go any further in this video, I just want to ask you to please, if you could just take a few seconds to just hit the subscribe button. It would really help me. I'd hope to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of March. It didn't happen, but I'm still hopeful that we can make it soon. So please subscribe. And now let's get into the video. When you think of Marilyn Monroe, what do you think? What comes to mind? Beauty, glamour, sexy, desirability. All these words are very characteristic of what we think when we think about Marilyn Monroe. And that is what makes her so appealing. A lot of women of all ages, all economic backgrounds, all levels of fame aspire to be just like Marilyn. They dress like her. They wear their hair like her. They want to appeal to men. They want to have that sexiness. They want to exude all that womanness that just seemed to pour so effortlessly out of Marilyn's pores. But Marilyn Monroe was a very tragic figure. It seemed like she was always looking for love. It seemed like she was always chasing that love that she felt like she never got as a child. Norma Jean Mortison was born on June 1st, 1926 in Los Angeles, California. Her mother had mental illness, and Marilyn spent a lot of time shuffling between living with her mom, living in an orphanage, spending time with foster parents, friends of her mom, and other relatives. Her childhood was challenging. It was filled with lots of feelings of abandonment, some abuse, and uncertainty. In fact, Marilyn married her first husband at the age of 16 to avoid being sent back into an orphanage. She went on to marry 2 more times. She's been in abusive relationships. She just seemed like all her life, she just was looking for that love that eluded her, for that love that she felt her mother didn't give her, the love of the father that she didn't really know. A lot of people who have abandonment issues tend to be drawn to the spotlight. They want to be on stage. They want to be seen. They want people to applaud and to always approve of them. They perceive all these things as love. But we know that's not real love. We know that real love can only come from people who are intimately connected with us, that know us personally, and have a love for us that is unconditional, whether we're on stage, whether we're shining or not. But a lot of times when you're blinded by that need for love and attention that you feel like you never got when you were a kid, it doesn't matter. You will take love in whatever form you can get it. This made her, I believe, very vulnerable to men who saw those weaknesses in her, that desire to be needed, to be loved, to be appreciated, and took advantage of her. She had lots of affairs with very powerful men in the industry that she used to her advantage, some of them. But it seems like, and please forgive me for using this expression, but it seemed like she was being passed around by really powerful men who would use her, and when they were done with her, they would just discard her. That had to have been very painful for a woman who, from the time she was a little girl, felt like nobody really wanted to stay with her. But she kept trying, she kept searching, and she kept looking for that love. And she kept making herself into a more desirable woman to see if it would help to get somebody to stay with her. But it seemed like she never really got what she wanted, which was just unconditional, steady, constant love. So why do so many women and girls want to be Marilyn? Why are so many women infatuated with this woman who was a tragic figure? Marilyn was a tragic figure. Why are so many women wanting to be like her? Because she was pretty. That's it. She was beautiful. And men wanted to be with her, and women wanted to be her. And for a lot of women, that's all that matters. That's all they want. They just want to be seen as beautiful and enjoy the admiration that comes with that. But is that enough? What's so interesting about being pretty? I mean, think about it. Is beauty entertaining? It's nice to look at. But once your eyes get used to the beauty that is sitting in front of you, what comes after that? When I made my video about pretty privilege, I talked about the fact that because as a child I didn't feel like I was attractive, I decided at a very early age that instead of focusing on my appearance, I was going to use all my energy to work on my character, because I felt if I can't attract people into my life with my looks, at least I can make them want to be my friend because I'm smart and I'm diligent and I am kind and I'm a good listener. I understood at a very early age that there are different currencies that one can use to make yourself desirable. And several people in the comment section said, okay, well, yeah, duh. I mean, even if you're beautiful, you should be working on your personality and your character because beauty is not enough. Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who don't believe that. We've come across them, that very beautiful woman or that very handsome man, their personalities really, they don't really know much. And they kind of pride themselves in not knowing much. Oh, I didn't know that Africa was a continent. It's a continent? I thought it was a country. And they say it so with such glee, like, okay, so I didn't know that. Who cares? I'm pretty. I'm handsome. Beauty has a currency, and you can get a lot from it. The problem with relying on beauty as your only ticket into making it in life is that it's a very limited resource. It only lasts for a finite time. Let's be clear. You can be beautiful your entire life, but the market in which you trade your currency of beauty has very specific rules. And many times that beauty is very much strongly attached to your youth. So even if you're still good looking past your prime, the beauty market is not going to prize that beauty at the same level it did maybe 10 years ago, because the beauty market has moved on to the younger girls. So if you have put all your eggs in that one basket, and the basket, according to the market in which you are trading your beauty, decides that it is time for that basket to expire and break, what are you going to do? What's going to happen after that? Now let's go back to Marilyn. Marilyn was a pretty good actress, but her life is really characterized by two things: her sexiness and her tumultuous love life. But Marilyn was a very smart woman. She really wanted to work on her craft and she wanted to be a really good actress. And she spent a lot of time working with coaches to really get better. But every time she tried for serious roles, the studios didn't want to give her serious roles because they wanted her to be pigeonholed into pinup roles, the sexy bombshell that wasn't very smart, the kind of woman that those men were really interested in. But Marilyn would have none of it. So she started her own production company, which was unheard of in those days. You would never hear about actors having their own production companies, especially a woman, and especially a sexy woman who really wasn't being taken seriously in the industry. And that set the stage for many actors today to have their own production companies when they get to a certain level. It was through her own production company that she was able to have control over the roles that she played. And she managed to negotiate some really good payments for those roles that she played. She was very smart. But we don't know that about her. We don't remember her for that. We just know her as the pinup girl. And that seems to be enough for a lot of the girls who admire her. Yeah, there might be some who know all about her production company, her fighting with the studios and finally getting what she wanted. But for most of us, Marilyn will always be remembered as that pretty girl who just wanted to be loved, who just wanted somebody to show her the love that she needed, that she was looking for, and tragically died way too soon, all alone in her bathroom. I want the girls and the women who want to be just like Marilyn to know the other sides of her, to talk more about how she was a savvy businesswoman, how she worked on her talents, didn't just take them for granted. She put in work to be really good at what she was. She was an industrious, hardworking woman who understood the market, who studied the market, and tried very hard to get there. Yes, there was the tragedy of her never finding that love that she wanted. Yes, there was the scandal of the married men and the president. And there will always be those conspiracy theories that maybe the president had her killed because she was pregnant with his child, or she knew secrets that could have put the country in danger. But don't forget that Marilyn was more than just a pretty face. She was a big brain. She was charismatic. She could light up her room, not just because she was beautiful, but because she could make people laugh and she could make people think. And I just wish the drugs and alcohol hadn't taken this beautiful light from us. I would love to think that today in 2023, she would have been a feisty 90-something years old, traveling the country, giving lectures to young women about how to stand your ground, get what you want, learn to love yourself, and then maybe find that love that you want. But she's not here. But you are. Why don't you become that woman? Why don't you become that firebrand who stands up for what she wants? Yes, that she can be sexy, she can be beautiful, but she can also be smart, hardworking, talented, and determined to get out of life what she believes she deserves. Become that woman. I'm working on her. I'm working on becoming that woman myself. Let's become her together. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, like I said, I really had wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of March. But you know what? By putting on a date, I think I was limiting myself. From here on out, what I'm going to say is we will get to 1,000 subscribers any day now. That's the new motto, any day now. I am working on some videos that I want to put out for you. I would really like for you to subscribe to this channel, like I said, so you can see what else I'm gonna be coming out with in the future. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Marilyn Monroe. What do you think about people who want to cosplay her? What do you think about the whole Kim Kardashian dressing up like Marilyn? Did you know about her production company? Did you know that she was a really smart woman who was really trying to break barriers in the very sexist Hollywood industry? Let me know in the comments below. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye.